And we're live. And I'm not ready to double click.
You've been tirelessly working on. Imagine you've been tirelessly working on a project. Investing time, energy, and resources, and now you're at a crossroads. You've planted the seeds, tended to them diligently, and now you're eagerly waiting to see the fruits of your labor. The Seven of Pentacles appears in your reading as a reminder to pause, reflect, and evaluate your progress. Are you on the right path? Are the results aligning with your expectations? This card invites you to consider if your efforts are yielding the desired rewards and to determine if any adjustments are needed. It's a moment of contemplation, patience, and strategic planning. The Seven of Pentacles speaks of the balance between hard work and the wisdom to know when to wait. What will your harvest reveal?
What will your harvest reveal? So it's a good reminder to take a pause and look back and see what got you to this point and what you've done, and do you see progress on the fruits of your labors? Hello, everyone. Hello, Hershey.
Hello. Hey. Hello. How are ya?
I'm doing well. Had good protective sleep last night. Good and copious amounts of it.
Good. Like hearing that.
And if you've not ever met Jeff before, this is Jeff from Tarot Ask Backwards. He has a channel where he does reads. He does political. He does some channeling, and it's very educational. So if you haven't checked out Jeff, go to Tarot Ask Backwards. Welcome, Jeff.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a great live just now, but I'm glad I get to stay home today and actually, because if I have my way, I'd be home all the time. I'm a homebody. I'm a typical moon in Cancer. I'm just foodie and I like it at home. So I'm glad to be here. I work from home. I'll die from home, I think, unless I go to a hospital, but whatever.
Well, what do you see the Seven of Pentacles? How do you interpret its energy when it shows up for you in a read?
An audit. I hear like just taking assessment of what it is you have, and in some cases, and I don't know if you guys can speak to this because sevens to me are about plans. It's just about making sure you have what you do need to manifest what it is before, and coming off Six of Pentacles, if you have been giving, and you've been getting that energy back, maybe you're in a place where, as Hershey said, it's not about last week. It's not always about the coin. It's about the internal resource or the opportunities that you create for yourself that will yield to the work you have to do with your eye on the prize, like with the 9 and the 10. But I always saw it initially as something where you'd have to look and see if your fruits are bearing if your seeds are bearing any fruit. So that's why there's this big ass tomato in the Visions of Life tarot. It's harvest time. They call it harvest time. So
Very good. I view all the sevens, not just the Seven of Pentacles. I view them as very much a chameleon card. This is one that expands my memories. 2 or 3 keywords for it, and this card is really sevens are just a mixed bag. There's lots of choices, there's lots of directions. But with all that frenetic energy of the seven, you have to stop and take a pause and look and make sure that you are doing what's best for you or best for the situation. And thank you, everyone, for being in the chat and keeping everybody educated and entertained. Um, I think I have met everybody in here. That discussion and hopefully add something to your tarot journal. Hershey, what do you think about the Seven of Pentacles?
So, to me, this card is dripping with subconscious energy. I'm saying there is a deeper root to this card than people give it credit for. It literally means that if the seven, for me, if it shows up, this is somebody that has had some really hard times that they're already come through, right? So now they're kind of at that moment where you know it's a good book or a good movie because everybody says it's the best thing ever to get to chapter 8, but you're stuck because you're waiting for the pickup, the climax, you're waiting for that that aha moment to where you know, oh yeah, I'm all invested now. You know what I'm saying? This is that very calm build up because you just remembered all the blessings you found in the 6, right? So you can't take advantage of them. You can't pretend they're not there. You can't say that you're not still carrying that weight when you're all of a sudden waking up in that 7. But for me, that card is just dripping with subconscious saying, hey, let's reevaluate our choices again. I'm like Thomas. I see all the sevens and the placement that they have on my tree. You know what I'm saying? Is this something that I can put a lot of weight on? Is this a real strong branch? I'm going to say, yeah, it's heavily rooted in the root category. I mean, this is that side arm that almost looks like another tree that's connected to you because how deep the roots run to me in a 7
Oh
of
yeah.
coin position, where the 7 of cups or the 7 of swords has very emotional ties. You know, it's either a thought out gesture or it's overweighing the odds and it's a reaction or a reflex and instead of a thought through process. You know what I'm saying? So in the process of the mind frame of the earth connection, I'm gonna say this is, although in one of the less um stronger suits emotionally wise, it's definitely the one for me that's got the deepest roots. And if it's showing up, there's so much more that you're missing instead of what you're standing there just letting be in your presence. So I don't know. I don't see this one the same as other people, and I definitely don't interpret it in my life the same way. This is just as much a blessing as the 6 was. There just wasn't a material exchange. This was a blessing that I didn't see coming. I just have to find it now.
Well, that makes sense. The 7's a life path. It's a spiritual life path too. So
Mhm.
you know what I mean.
When
But
we
I like your take on it.
yeah. So that that 7 energy here in this card is we're building up our patience and our perseverance to do to go to the 8 of Pentacles because that's the work card, the apprenticeship card. We've done something for the short-term haul, a 6-month project. Now we need to get into that education to be the PhD, the master of that craft or whatever work that you're doing. And you're not able to bang out production quickly at first. but it's the repetition and perseverance. So I think this card is getting us ready to pick our distractions or get rid of our distractions and see the end goal.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people are not, it's short term goal. It's just a challenge to get through today. I can't think of, 6 months in the future because I see a project in front of me, but I can't let the project overwhelm me.
100%. I agree. I agree with how Jeff saw it too. As a work in progress. As a pause, as a temporary. Just hold on. Just hold on. Don't give up. You're so close. You're at that edge right now. You're literally at the edge. Don't give up. Don't have self-doubt. Stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. So I like when people don't always see it as here we go again. They immediately start seeing it as something more, something deeper, and it doesn't look so shallow or sometimes even intimidating.
I had
Okay, let's do our keyword. Go ahead.
Keywords for the Seven of Pentacles upright. Evaluation, patience. Hard work, perseverance, investment, long-term view, reflection, growth, harvest, deliberation. Keywords for the reverse Seven of Pentacles. Lack of progress, impatience, short-term focus, disappointment, wasted efforts, delayed results, frustration, lack of planning, mismanagement, reevaluation needed.
So which of those keywords just jumped right at you, Jeff? And now I don't have audio at Jeff's.
When it
There we go.
said, yeah, it said something.
Please back up.
I didn't get any of that, Jeff.
Oh, what I was saying was I had like a recording error on my screen.
Our teams would back up.
Like I've closed other windows and I don't know.
You guys keep it alive. I'm going to go out and get rid of some apps that are running.
Okay. All right. Yep. Jeff, keep showing cards. Good job. Because I didn't pull any out. So, guys, while we suffer through a few technical difficulties, just go get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever it is. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to let some energy get away from us because apparently there's just a little too much going on. So what I want you guys to understand is how do you guys see it? I miss kind of the old class when we were doing the majors only and we had time to interact a little more and get to see how other people see it. Where does it hit your life at the strongest? But just to reiterate Thomas's question, what jumped out first? To me, it's that patience. It's hold on. The climax is coming. The moral of the story, the part you fall absolutely in love with, it's coming. Just it needs to know that you're worth it and you feel that it's worthy too. You have to match. And Sometimes we know within a couple of seconds, nah, that ain't for me. But that's when you know you trust your energy. So I feel like the 7 is just that exact moment right there when it's something brand new coming now, or how comfortable in the unknown are you? I think this is kind of like that inquiring minds question. Yeah, are you gonna sit and wait on that pot to boil? Are you literally gonna watch it? Because they say a watched pot doesn't boil, but I know differently. I know it seems like it takes forever, but it really does happen. I promise. So, it's the way life showed it to you, I guess, or taught it to you, maybe. He's back.
I'm glad that your reader told you what that card meant specifically for you. But remember, when you read, what it means for you may not be the meaning or the keyword that you pick for your reading for that other person, because you'll be drawn to what's right.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you trust your intuition, you will be. If you're being led, you just don't have to be scared to say it. You're not putting your personal opinion in it. You're reading what they're driving you to. You have to trust that it will resonate with the person it's meant to resonate with. It'll just grab a hold of them and be like, wait, oh my god. You have to believe it. This is a life testing card. I like that
Yeah.
phrase. I think it even says it in this something
Well,
about this is the
it's
proof is in the
it's not
pudding,
a
so to speak. That you have to make the pudding.
it's it's not an obstacle. It's not a police stop on your path. It's a pothole that you have to pay attention to, or you'll damage the car. That would be like a reverse 7 of Pentacles. Is like, check yourself, because there's something that you need to be aware of, and I'm
I
making you
Roots and
notice
waves.
this.
Yes. Like you can read what the basics is of this card, but this is one of them life. That's why to me this card has the deepest roots. I'm not saying it's the strongest archetype. I'm not saying it has the biggest cup to carry the most emotion. I'm not saying that the sword is the afflame to cut that. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is this one has the roots. You just have to be willing to figure it out. You can't be intimidated by it, and you definitely can't rush what's meant for you, because you don't know by rushing it what wasn't meant for you is now coming, and now you're stuck with it because you rushed the process while the universe was making sure it was perfect for you in every way. Even though you knew it was yours, it's coming. Instead of being patient and making sure that they got every single I dotted, T crossed, and hair in place for whatever it is, you rushed it. So now you get all the perfect imperfections that come with it. Now it's yours. You got to figure out how to make it work. I mean, this is on you. You rushed the process. So it's really about how much are you willing to crawl into yourself and find out what's triggering that. Why can't you fix that in your own life without waiting and rushing it before it's purposely meant for you to be perfect?
Does it?
I don't know. The card gets deep to me.
And something doesn't want Jeff to say what he's saying. Oh,
Apparently, there is
uh,
lots of energy going on, guys. Lots. But
yeah.
I like how Roots has her own individual personal existence with the 7 of Pentacles. It goes so much deeper than what's on that black and white paper and what's in that book. I got the basics, but then life said, but wait, that's not the only way that applies or the only way that fits. Sometimes this is the underdog you're not even paying attention to that's rooting for you the strongest, so to speak. So you just got to open up to what's around the energies, what's holding it in or what's even helping it grow stronger. You just got to be patient.
It is a self-check card. It's you've put in all of the basis and growing foundation. You've done all that you can do, and now it's that stop and to have faith that world and universe will take care of you to
Oh, won't I?
fruit in the
Won't
crops
though?
and make it a bountiful harvest. But there's still work to
Oh
be
boy,
done, and
you
it's a
better
perfect
believe it.
card for
Can't
this
quit.
time of year, Yamas, midsummer,
You're not
because
done
we've
yet.
done.
This is your not done yet card. Yep. Yep. This is
So
just
we're
exactly
stopped
that.
in Yamas midsummer. There's no work to do from the past to get it ready and going, and there's no work
It's
to
already done. We just gotta be patient.
fruition. It's just we got to give it up to the heavens and trust that things go as have they've done for thousands and thousands of years. But we,
Absolutely.
as humans, becoming a domesticated instead of wanderer gatherers, where
Absolutely.
we settled down into culture and put down roots. Then we had to grow. We had to learn how to grow crops instead of go out and find animals and stuff, and that made us lazy.
100%. 100%. I have living farm childhood experiences. I know how to build a fence. I know how to do all kinds of things with livestock and work on a living farm. I have city streets, knowing how to get around in neighborhoods and hoods and projects, and I have all kinds of life experiences. But Tropical says I just described the builder building her house, tried to rush it before it was ready. Absolutely. When we are pushing something that is ultimately meant for us, the universe will find a way to let one of the four sisters, life, karma, fate, or destiny, step in and show you don't actually have control over this. If you want it done right, you have to find that patience within yourself. There's something within you that is triggering that. It's not them, it's not the process. Unless they're just dropping the ball and they ain't doing a damn thing, if they're out there doing it and doing it right, doing it to code, doing what feels right, following everything that they know to be right, and they're being guided to do it right, please trust in the matter that it is coming and every little detail is being worked out, whether you like it or not. You have to be a part of the process, but you don't have to carry the weight. Someone else is trying to help you. You just have to see what it is that you're ultimately needing to change perspective, sight. If it's a want, you have to let the needs come first. So, yep, sounds like exactly the Seven of Pentacles is, really knocking at your door, literally.
Hi, everybody, again.
Well, hello.
Rehi.
Hello. So, can the Seven of Pentacles mean you have to start over, kind of like how I'm doing today? Can it ever mean that you need to go back and
No,
reassess?
I mean, not in my.
No, you're
It,
you're
the
smack
reason you
dab in
feel
the
like
middle
that.
of a project.
Exactly. So I don't mean to cut you out, brother Thomas, but Miles says no. See, this is trying to achieve it before you conceived it, right? So this is just a logical way of life showing you need to conceive it before you try to achieve it, right? You have to conceive, you have to understand, you have to believe in it, you have to start seeing it actually come to life, come into your life, right? So it's at this moment that every time you start over, that's why you keep getting what you've always got, because you've got so many now running that you can't keep up with them. These are the distractions that you're now learning to juggle instead of juggling what needs to be handled in a multitasking, healthy, productive way. These are those distractions that you've done to yourself. Now you need to stop stopping and starting over, because you're still going to always get exactly what you got. But now you've got so many of them going, you need to start thinning it out. So just get one and follow all the way through.
So it's a more
You
positive
have
card,
to
maybe
see
I'm
it
thinking
through
of it.
for to flourishing. Absolutely. Even if you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stop. Put it behind you. Conquer it so that you get ultimately the lesson and it stops becoming a torture device mentally, emotionally, physically, mentally. All of that,
Oh,
that ugly,
okay.
nasty, it goes from
Because that
rational to irrational in the blink of an eye. Absolutely. To
it
me,
makes
you can
sense
carry
based
way
on
too
the
much
card
or you can
before it.
thin your
Yeah.
plate out. Yep. Yep. Thin your plate out. You got this, but you just need to do one at a time.
Okay,
Stop
let's
giving
go
up.
Okay.
on to this the symbolism for our Seven of
Symbolism.
Pentacles.
Pentacles on the bush. The Seven of Pentacles growing on the bush symbolize the fruits of labor and investments that have been made. They represent the results of hard work and the growth that comes from it. Gardener. The figure in the card is often depicted as a gardener, symbolizing the nurturer and caretaker who has put in the time and effort to cultivate growth. This represents patience, dedication, and the nurturing of one's goals or projects. Resting on tools. The gardener resting on the hoe or other gardening tool symbolizes a moment of pause and reflection. It shows the temporary break to evaluate the progress and plan the next steps. Ground and bushes. The fertile ground and healthy bushes signify a strong foundation and potential for growth. It suggests that the environment is conducive to success if nurtured properly. Expression. The thoughtful or contemplative expression of the gardener reflects introspection and evaluation. It indicates the time to assess whether the effort is producing the desired outcomes. Position of the pentacles. The pentacles are placed in such a way that they seem to be within reach but not yet fully harvested. This suggests that while progress has been made, the final results are still forthcoming.
So, and that pretty much is the symbolism on any standard or clone Rider-Waite Smith. Uh, it's just you see some progress, but you don't see finished results, and you're taking a rest because now it's not up to you. You've done everything that you could up to this point, and you've got your plants to a healthy, vigorous state. They're not going to be crowded out by weeds anymore because they're the dominant feature. They're mid growth, and now they've tasseled or fruited or are getting their pods or their roots growing and storing that energy from the sun, life giver to Mother Gaia. They work in combination to make everything fruition to its fullest. And if you were
100%.
a little sloppy, in your preparation, you might be a little disappointed in the harvest because you didn't do all you could do to give that plant the best possible chance to succeed and flourish.
100%. And then after you do all that hard work, you're going to pick it because you don't want it to go to waste. You want to celebrate it. So that's when
Yeah,
it's just right.
there's
You waited
there's
and now you
abundance
get
and
to
then
reap
there's
what you
overabundance.
sown. That's why I love this season. It's about knowing that what you're about to reap is so wonderful. You've sown it. This is that good time when you made that bed and now you get to lay in it. You know what I'm saying? This is when you get that good karma, that good fate, that good destiny, that good life, because you put in the work and then the universe guaranteed their promise as well because you saw it all the way through. So Yeah, this is a hopeful, inspiring card, even when it's got some heavy stuff going on. I mean, come on, when has life not got something heavy going? But if you see them as speed bumps and many lessons, I promise there's a blessing there too. You just have to realize it. It may be teeny tiny as a grain of sand, but that little grain of sand is hopeful, and it can become more.
So, Amanda, the story about the house is he was trying to rush it. He was,
Right. No, I got it. And I love how she stood her
it might
ground and
have
she
been a
knew
reversed
something
Seven of
deeper within
Pentacles.
her was like, this ain't right. This ain't right. You're not gonna fool me into nothing. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm gonna hold tight. I know what's coming. I know what's meant for me. That I love how she stood her ground. Like she said, he had to. Don't play with me. I'm in my Seven of Pentacles right now. Don't play with me. Let me show you how strong this card can be. Not to mention it's an earth
Yeah.
sign. Have you guys never seen a volcano? I'm just saying. That's an earth sign. Have you never heard of an earthquake? Those are all earth signs. People forget that. Don't play with them. What's wrong? No. They're in a 7-2. Do you see they're this close to the stop sign, that 10? I'm not playing with them. No, they've already covered all of that. You're not about to shake them if they want what they know has been promised to them. You're not going to shake them. And I love that. I love that about it. The whole situation. I love it.
I have a question. Hershey, do you think it does the card an injustice for the man to kind of look sad in the regular Rider-Waite when he's looking at it?
I don't do the Rider-Waite, guys. Like I know that's like the biggest
That's like the
hypocrisy
big.
here, but I come to this class so I can try to start seeing it this one way version, and then I'm like, nope, my brain ain't going for it. Nope, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna stay. I'm almost like the glass half full. I don't know why you keep saying half empty over here. I don't know. I don't know. I come here because life itself says, but what about this? It does not have
It
to be
doesn't
this.
say.
It has deeper roots than that.
The expression that I see is exhaustion, and then
Exactly. Yeah.
uh,
Me. Every day. Me.
hope, hope and hope and fear because oh shit! After I get this good night's sleep, tomorrow is twice as hard.
Well, they're gonna kick my ass, but that's all right. I'm ready for it. Bring it on. I don't care. I'm gonna take it for what it is. I'm gonna stay present in every moment, moment to moment, piece by piece. I don't, sometimes I take little steps, sometimes I take big steps. I don't count the steps. That's not what molded me. That's not what built me. That's what I used to think it was. But then I realized, no, it was one piece at a time. And then once I started understanding it, I learned how to carry it no matter how big it was, no matter how small it was. It became something that became priceless to me. And I found ways to make room for it by removing all of the damn distractions. And I had all kinds of room to learn and receive and not question when something is saying right, not now. Nah, if every time I look all I see is a no, that's why I don't stay in the pattern of three. I respect the law of three, and when it comes my way three times, it's either a warning, a lesson, or a blessing. Now it's up to me where I put it at, or I get away with it. But to me, I don't live in the pattern of three because that is a dangerous slope. Like, you're never balanced. You're always uneven. You're always waiting for the shoe to drop. Nope, nope. Now, if the law of three crosses my path and I see it three times, then I know exactly it's either a lesson, a blessing, or a reason. It's a season, something. It's here for a second and then it's out of here. I'm not going to carry that. It's not mine. It's not mine. It's something else. Yep, exactly. It can be.
Yeah.
It can be. I don't just dismiss it like it's not there. I just stay present and I pay very, very close attention to what signs, synchronicities, or flags are attached to that.
Oh, okay. Rather than be like, okay, no, 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 no.
Exactly.
Like,
No, that would be me being judgmental. It may look really scary and creepy and ugly, but it may have the highest intentions and blessings for me. But because I was judging it at first, I missed it. And now it's hitting another damn detour, and I'm not deserving of it anymore because I judged it before I listened, felt, or engaged in its conversation to see why it crossed my path. There has to be a reason that you crossed my path. Now it's up to me to respect me enough to figure out what it is, or I'm just going to mentally let it just walk all around me, or I'm going to dismiss it like it's not worthy enough. But who am I to judge thee? I've already been there, done that. I ain't on that shit no more. I don't give a damn. Your outside don't make me no never mind. But what's inside of you is what matters to me. I'm going to stay in the
And we've
moment.
just
You
got
best believe that.
one last video for this week, and it's about the number 7 or the energy connected to it.
Numerology. In numerology, the number 7 is often associated with introspection, spirituality, and inner wisdom. Here's the closer look at the key aspects for the number 7. Introspection. The number 7 encourages self-reflection and looking inward to find deeper truths and insights. Spirituality. It is often seen as a highly spiritual number, representing a quest for higher understanding and a connection with our divine or the universe. Wisdom. 7 is linked to gaining knowledge, learning, and the pursuit of wisdom. Mystery. There's an element of mystery and the unknown with number 7, which invites exploration and discovery. Solitude. This number values solitude and often indicates a period of solitude for self-discovery and personal growth. Intuition. The number 7 is highly intuitive, encouraging trust in one's instincts and inner guidance. Perfection. Historically, 7 has been associated with perfection and completion, often seen as a lucky or sacred number in various cultures. In tarot, the 7 of Pentacles resonates with these themes through the act of reflection, assessment, and the deeper understanding that comes from evaluating one's efforts and the patience needed for growth.
You know, I have to say something real quick. So I could almost tell you that my roots in this card is when I see it, and depending on what is going on, once I really pick up on the energy of where their roots are and their where how deep their 7 is in their life, I can almost tell if that is the type of person that makes the money or allows the money to make them, depending on how rationally they take back the blessing that the universe is ultimately creating for them. So this card does have its own way of reflecting the inner, even though we try to hide it so desperately and not expose what our very little, how dark and twisted and demonic our little devil on our shoulder can actually get when it gets to very selfish wants. Instead of being patient and waiting for the need to be blessed. The need is there, obviously. Of course it is. We're human. There are needs that must be met. And depending on what the universe's blessing is to you is depending on how you acquire and get that. And as long as everything stays selfless and with good intentions and the good blessings, and you keep honoring your promise, guess what? The universe is going to keep doing the same damn thing. They can't help life throwing in a few bumps along the road, but this card is literally going to let me, when I'm reading on someone, know if they are the type that makes the money. So they're very patient, logical, hard workers, you know, or they are the ones that make the money, and there's probably a 4 of Pentacles in a very miser, greedy kind of way, somewhere very, very, very close. And the lower it gets, the deeper the roots go towards greed. So it's a matter of where the cards fall at, but this card definitely has a mirror reflection that's deeply hidden within it. And if you don't know to look for it, you'll probably miss it because you'll kind of get lost in that book way, that one way 5,000 lane highway, and then you don't realize, well, go on your own path and find it in your own life, and then learn to see it in a way that's more realistic. It can be a challenge because you have to face yourself at some point and look in the mirror and see if you recognize the person that's looking back at you when you get to this point, for patience and waiting and still and calm, and but still being a hard worker at the same time.
So for the personality types and the earth grounding, I would say all the elements and all the suits are weighed equally the same. You said that pentacles and coins were viewed as one of the weaker suits, but I think for the earth personality who really isn't bound to the earth yet, then it becomes that it's either the greed side of where you were saying money makes the man, not the man making the money. So they're too busy trying all these grandiose things that they're so driven towards the wrong thing. They're not grounded, and they need to seek that balance with
That's the one that don't want for nothing. They don't want for nothing. Yeah, they don't want for nothing, but none of their needs are met. You know, they've got a lot of needs every time they turn around. Oh, I need this. How did I run out of this? Well, that's because you filled up with all your wants. That, you know, you definitely let money make you and move you and set boundaries and goals to astronomically out of this world, but yet you keep reaching them because you are neglecting, you know, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. So yeah, this card has a way of standing you in front of a mirror saying, well, this is who you really are, but you don't ever want to show this side of you, or you don't want to start working on the real shadows that are triggering you when you get to this point. Instead of following through, nope, you give up, you throw in, and you start over because you want it that bad. You're going to do anything to get it, no matter what you got to do to get it there much faster. Wait. You don't even know if it's meant for you. But hey, you know, that's for me. I ain't the judge. I ain't the mirror you're going to stand in front of.
There's almost that element of deception in that card that if you.
Oh, there has to be.
Yeah. Just like there has to be. Seven of Cups or in the Seven
of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Absolutely. Yeah, okay. There has to be. When you think about the Seven of Wands, hypothetically, even though that's not today, I'm just saying you're standing your ground, because if not, you're going to fall for anything. Like, people are like, yo, no, they're still battling. No. That's the one that Tropical was over here going, you damn right, they had to. Nah, that was that Seven of Wands supporting that Seven of Pentacles deep in them roots that you can't even see. That's where you're not going to take me down. You will not chop me down. I will stand here and defend what's mine and what's meant for me. But you know, like I said, it's a whole thing, and that's not what it's about. But yeah, that's when the support shows you how deep the roots really are. And when you're going the right way, they're literally supporting you and showing you a better way. You just have to be patient in every single one of the sevens. They are their own mirror, and you have to stand in front of yourself 4 different times, 4 different ways. And it's just a part of life. Once you get there and you freaking realize it is so much, you get through it so much easier. It's no longer, you are literally becoming that duck. Shit's just starting to roll right off your back. You're taking what needs to happen. You're staying present. You're working through it. You're not sticking it in your pocket, letting it turn to land. No, I'm not going to come back to this in 6 months, 6 years, 6 whatever, or anything else, you know, or even tomorrow. I'm going to deal with it right now and get it over with. And then I don't have to worry about it. I can find what I need to hold on to use it. And for whatever future reference I may possibly need it for, I at least now know, aha, I have just a little bit more control, even though you don't realize it at that exact moment. You just learn to go with the flow and trust the process.
It makes sense now. It does make sense. Wow. Yeah.
like I said, everybody
Thank you,
says
Rich.
this is the lesser value, and I'm like, nah, pentacles really aren't the lesser value. They're just the ones that people forget. The same earth that we're always praising and all of that. Well, guess what? They still have volcanoes and earthquakes right here on Earth. And then they want to say, oh, Mother Earth's mad. Well, yeah, she's pissed, but y'all missed every sign, every one of them. And you wonder why. I'm just saying. Just saying, everybody's forgetting about, they're not putting the need there. They're going with the greed. Just saying, they're filling them wants so damn quickly, making sure they get what they want, instead of what they need.
So that leads us into our zodiac association of Taurus for this card. Some people can be
Taurus
very
moon.
stubborn at seeing their plans through, that they don't take time out for family and all the other things that they need to attend to. And
I'm guilty
then
of
there's the ones that, okay, I've made it to this point. I've done all I can do. It's time to take care of other things and do some playing, because in the fall I've got a harvest and there's big work coming up for me.
Absolutely, 100%.
So Taurus is the one who is very grounded until he gets provoked, and then he stamps those feet and he paws at the ground, and then he finally charges to get to that end goal.
Tropical says I'm a Taurus moon. I'm a Taurus dark moon. I'm a Taurus new moon. I'm a moon child. When I was born, it was a new moon going on. So there was only 3% light in the sky. It was such a beautiful, beautiful 3 a.m. morning for me. But what I can tell you is I am so very freaking stubborn when I am standing my ground. People see it and read it the wrong way. But then once they get to know me, they're like, oh, wait, she is protecting her own self because she knows what's already waiting on the other side. And I'm telling you what, I ain't got that dance in me no more. Nope. I know where that one ends. I can't even tiptoe in that water because I learned the hard way too many times, and I ain't doing that to myself. Nope. I don't care how bad I want it. That consequence that's on the other end of that good time, I ain't for it. It ain't for me. Not anymore. No way. Go have fun. That's your life experience. I'll wait for you on the other side. I'm going all the way around that one.
And then the 7, this card is planetary related to Saturn. So it's big and it's beautiful. If we look at Saturn, we see its beautiful rings. If you're on Saturn, you might be drawn to those rings. Of course, you can't stand on Saturn; it's a gas planet. But are you going to be distracted, or are you going to go with the energy, the big energy, to finalize that project and see it through to its ultimate conclusion? And then we've been discussing Earth, which is the elemental association with all the cards in the coins and pentacle suit. And now Bill's given me another distraction in my life. I have to check out celebrity bowling. Thank you, Bill.
Yep, just what you need. You know what? I was reading Karen's comment there. It says Taurus moon too. I struggle with security. I think it is a life lesson to not compromise happiness for security. So okay, so I think that that is a tug of war within yourself that you can eventually let go of. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but your Geminis, and I'm not saying this to be anything other than honest. The Gemini walks in two realms. and you got twice the blessing. So that means you have 2 Geminis that have Gemini. So there's 4 of them little ornery little shits running around at all time. And I'm calling the Gemini energy. We are some ornery, curious creatures to everything. We don't know a stove is hot. No, we still gonna touch it. We don't care. We don't care that that rainbow is too high and we can't climb over it. We don't care. We still gonna try. 2 of us are always going, and you never know where we're going to end up at. And I have a feeling that those little Geminis are going to help you find a more less push pull with those 2 energies. And once you get way more present and in the moment, in moment for moment, instead of staying somewhere in the future or somewhere in the past, you are literally in neither one. You are right now at all times. It doesn't matter. I can't go. I know that this is this, or I'm not going there. That's just not. I'm not going there. It doesn't matter. Whatever's coming, let it come. I don't care. I'm going to take it for whatever it is. And them Geminis are going to show you that you don't have to do this push pull. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. You don't have to give one to get the other stronger. None of that. It all comes in its time. And if you're meant to go through it, it's going to happen. So the more boundaries you build up, the harder you make it for life to come in. You also make the challenges that much harder as well. So you might as well tear them down and just stand for what your morals and your values are. And you just, all of a sudden, life just kind of just comes alive and gets real easy at the same time. Even though easy don't come to an adult, I'm not saying it does, but you're not that push and pull anymore. So I hope them Geminis help you balance that out a little more. It's kind of my blessing to you, even though it sounds crazy. It's truly a blessing I'm sending out to them beautiful Geminis. Don't do the push pull. Give it up.
So I've got several affirmations, just like one-liners that I think maybe if you jot down the 1 or 2 that resonate with you in your journal, can help you put this card into another light for you. So if it would show up for me. I trust in the process and know that my hard work will pay off. That's faith. I know my hard work will pay off. I'm patient and persistent, allowing time for my efforts to bear fruit. Everything in its own time. For everything, there's a season. There's a season to plant, there's a season to rest, and there's a season to harvest. I take my time to reflect on my progress and appreciate my growth. Give yourself a pat on the back.
You guys see me do it all the time.
I invest my energy wisely, knowing that my dedication will lead to success. It's that
You
knowing.
better know it. They better know it.
And then finally, for our upright 7 of Pentacles, I embrace the journey and find value in every step I take towards my goals. So it's not just going to the destination, it's paying attention to what's around you during the journey to get to your destination.
Absolutely. Oh, hell to the yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Yes. It's literally
welcome to
just
Sunday
minimize.
Tarot Church, everyone.
Yeah, we're call it what you will, but I mean this is such a deep rooted card that, like I said, you guys, for the most part, I'm just usually kind of taking it in. But when it comes to this card, but here's what you didn't know. This is that underdog card that you didn't know was about to come in and take the whole Super Bowl, and nobody bet a dime on them. That's just the underdog. Nah. Now watch them shine like you never saw them before. When they stood in front of that mirror in their own reflection and they realized they are all of them, they left it all on the court, the floor, the table. They left it all right there. They are in full mobility, and they are not going to be slowed down, weighed down, pressed down, uh, influenced. That was done in the five, and that's where it stays. I'm staying in this moment of the six, the blessings that are going to continue to come. This is me now seeing me as this new, and I can't wait to see what happens once I walk all the way through this mirror and take the form of what I want to be projected. And you just have to learn to walk through that mirror and realize that you are the sum of your labor. You are in the bed that you chose. Finally, you're in your ownership. You will reap what you sow. You are not scared to look at yourself, confront yourself, your inner self, and then walk through that mirror and receive all of you and be one with yourself, your inner child, your older crone, your magical parts, your astronomical parts, the parts you can't even believe yet because you can't conceive them or achieve them because you're not ready for them. But they're already there waiting for you. You just got to finish and see what happens at the end of what your transformation looks like. Right now, you're just somewhere getting there, but you're in that funny stage.
Okay, Bill, thanks for being with us. Yeah, everybody's got plenty of things to do, but I'm glad that you've taken this time to learn and teach us as well. Okay, so for our affirmations that we might use in readings for the reversed Seven of Pentacles, I release frustration and trust that delays are a part of my growth. We can't always be the train going down the tracks. We got to pick up passengers, pick up supplies, and let off passengers. So it's just part of the journey. The next one, I reevaluate my efforts and make adjustments where necessary. Oh, if you're that stubborn Taurus, it is so hard to make little adjustments because you're so deeply rooted in what was made it through in the past for me, and who am I to change it because it works for me. It could be better. If you've got bad weather, if you've got poor soil, you need to learn how to fertilize and not over fertilize, and to give that crop the best chance of fruition that it possibly can have. I learn from setbacks and then use them as opportunities to improve.
Yep. Your happy
If
little
you keep doing the
accidents.
same thing over and over,
The best way to say it. Yep. Those happy little accidents that it didn't work that time, but I won't give up. I will see this through. I will get that light bulb to work. Don't give up. Your little light bulb is being brought to life. Don't give up. Don't give up.
I remain focused and committed even when the results are not immediate. We're so caught up in the immediate, instant gratification culture. That's why shorts and TikTok exist. If a butterfly can have an 8-second attention span and humans have developed down to 7 seconds, butterflies are doing something right.
Absolutely. 100%. This is that moment where you constantly remind yourself, keep hope alive, keep hope alive. And it always gets greater later. It always gets greater later. never forget them two concepts when you're in this moment right now, when you want it so bad, but it's not perfect yet. So it's not, you don't need it yet. So until you need it, be, let it just be still. Be patient. Be patient, because when you make your encounter, when you get that graceful blessing to finally have that miracle or that blessing or that beautiful thing that you built, so to speak, you are going to have a much more profound connection to it than what you could have even thought about when you were in the six, being led to know you can have it, you can receive it, you can get it. You didn't let the 5 and the 4 break you. You kept going. No matter what you thought, you kept going. You didn't give up. So, I don't know. So much hope going on right now. Dig a little deeper.
I'm not going to assign you a boring story to listen to while you create. So that will be homework for this week, is to create based on the energy you feel from the 7 of Pentacles.
Old-fashioned homework. I love it. I love it. I miss this. Thank you. Letting it happen naturally. I like it. I miss this kind of class. Just talking and having homework, you know. I like it. I missed it.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes we got to have ramen. Sometimes we got to have ramen noodles before we get the full spaghetti bolognese or pasta
You better
alfredo
believe
or
it.
whatever.
Or that big old steak and taters. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better believe it.
But it's comfort food no matter what. If it's a bowl of ramen, it's comfort food. If it's, you know, spaghetti bolognese, it's comfort food.
Yep. Yep.
So, Jeff, we've been talking and talking and talking. Haven't let you get a word in edgewise.
No, I wanted to say thank you. I know exactly. No, I'm glad Hershey did talk or do the most of the talking today, because I needed clarification on this card. I think it's it's deceptive, it's deceptive, no pun intended, to try to learn what you think this means by itself based on the key words, which are all true. But Hershey dived deeper. So I appreciate that. She dove a lot deeper than I thought. So we need that. We need that type of, like hour-long meditation on a card, because that's so helpful. That's what this is for. So I didn't have anything to say anyway. So except for what I said.
Well, I did not mean to talk the entire time, but
We needed it.
There's just some of the cards I'm real passionate about, because they have such a programmed meaning, and or you can't program a mirror. It's going to reflect exactly what's there. It's just up to you to see how raw you can be with yourself, how naked, how honest. Some people can't do it. So I know people that cover their mirrors because they cannot stand the way they look back at themselves. They do not see anything but shame, guilt, remorse, pain, scars, blemishes. They just see the ugly. They don't want to take the time to work through it and find something that life itself has made, and there's this gorgeous gem inside of them, and they don't even know, because they have not dug deep enough in their own minds to find even the vein that starts creating that gemstone. That's why I call all of my gems gems. You're no longer hidden. I see you for what you are. Now let's help you expose that gem. I don't care what your vein looks like. We will go through that vein together, step by step, word for word. I will be there every single step of the way. And this is one of those cards when it shows up. I have to remind people this is a mirror. No, this is your subconscious, your underconscious, your REM state. This is doors you might not even know exist inside of you because you're just taking a programmed word and making it apply to every single aspect. And it can't do that. It can't. It can't. One root can't be the supplier of a big gorgeous tree. It's got to have branches and sub branches and cracks and this piece and that piece. It's all got to come off of it. So there's just so much to this. And I'm telling you right now, I can fry up some ramen and you wouldn't even know it was ramen. Bro, is everything okay?
Yeah, the computer's got to reboot and just decided to crap out.
Okay. All right, guys. So we have had technical difficulties and Thomas is saying,
just like this card, we are at a crossroads. So I know we could discuss this card another 3 or 4 hours.
Sure.
Because there's all those confusing things like in the Seven of Cups. Too many choices.
Too many. Narrow it down. Get rid of the distractions.
Exactly.
Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. Stick around after the program for the after show, okay. Jeff. Thank you, Hershey, for your input and your wisdom and your knowledge of life to teach us.
Yes.
That have been so sheltered that we haven't experienced a life.
Honored. Bye, guys. Thank you for being here with us. Everyone. We'll see you next Sunday for some more interactions and interpretations with another card, the 8 of Earth.
Remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to each other.
And make it a great day.
And make it.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Rishi.